Greetings all, this is Nick from Those Hairy Gamers, back again to finish off the 32-point list you guys submitted for the PAX X-Wing tournament hosted by Hell of a Pilot. Justin, could you please read the next list to us?
I sure can. Adam M has suggested Cavill with Deadeye, Synced Turrets, and R4B11.
Cool. I like this a lot. There's a slight issue with Deadeye and R4B11 being in the same list with Sync Turret. If you use the focus tokens to use Sync Turret, you get no use out of R4B11. However, I like that you have the choice here. It's a good all-round utility build. If you fly just outside of range 3 and you can't get that target lock and your opponent dives on you, suddenly you're having a really bad time because they basically get a free shot at you.
Yeah.
If you do that and take a focus token, you can still fire the Sync Turret. Sure, R4B11's not proccing, but at least you get a good shot in.
Yeah.
Which I like a lot. This is going to joust well. Basically, with Cavill, the Sync Turret will fire 4 dice outside of his arc, or 3 dice with 2 rerolls in his arc, which is basically comparable.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good tack at range 2, no matter where he is. R4B11, if you manage to get them locked inside your arc, it means you get rerolls, and you can force your opponent to reroll their defense dice, and you should get a big hit in. And that could be enough alone to win you the 1v1 match, which is really cool. I like this a lot. It hasn't gone for hard symbiosis. You've gone for a few upgrades which don't really work super well together, but they cover your bases nicely, and I think that's a great option to have in 32-point builds.
Yeah.
Because getting out of position, not getting your upgrades proccing could be the difference between winning and losing a game. But
Definitely.
Very easily, I think.
Yeah. Okay, next we have T. Krakowski 1 with Old Terok, Protector of Concord Dawn, Auto Thrusters, and Push the Limits.
Cool. This is a pretty standard build for Old Terok. I see him a lot with VI, but that's usually to pilot skill match him with Fen Rao, who flies alongside him.
Yeah.
Obviously not an issue when you're only flying one ship, so Push the Limits seems like a good option. Plus it fills out the points to 32. Yeah, Old Terok's ability is amazing, especially 1v1. It only gets better, basically. Yeah. The issue with Old Terok is, yeah, he can strip someone's tokens, but the other ship in your opponent's build, hanging behind that ship, has a free shot with all his tokens. You only get to do it to one ship. So suddenly Old Terok becomes a lot more powerful when jousting 1v1, and yikes, that looks terrifying.
Yeah.
That looks absolutely terrifying. Something I will consider flying at PAX. I love the trolliness of it. It might be a bit harsh on the newer players if they want to try and encourage people to bring along a bit more casual kind of list. But I got to try it at some stage. That just looks like way too much fun.
Okay, Justin Odin has suggested the Jump Master with Proton Torpedoes, Extra Munitions, and Boba Fett.
And you were asking if this is too easy, and yeah, it's pretty powerful. Look, Jump Masters, Contracted Scouts, let's not beat around the bush. They really are too efficient for their point buy-in. Proton, Extra Munitions, and Boba Fett. Oh, that's so nasty.
Yeah.
You don't even have an EPT. So you could take Trick Shot, you could take a Score to Settle, and you also have the slot open for Guidance Chips, which I assume you forgot. I would assume that you just forgot to put those in because you always take Guidance Chips with Proton Torpedoes or whatever torpedoes they take. You're very reliably going to get that Boba Fett proccing. It's brutal. I hate it. No. I hope I don't fly against anything like this. I don't love the idea of taking this and just making everyone at the table as my enemy.
Yeah.
It is a bit nasty, and yeah, I feel ultimately the Jump Masters probably shouldn't have access to this kind of tech at 32 points.
Yeah. We've got the Big Bad Wolf, Lock Revenant with Predator and Dorsal Turret.
Cool. Dorsal Turret's just a nice basic turret. 3 dice at range 1, 2 dice at range 2. Cost 3 points. Nice, simple thing in Predator. There's not much to say about this. This is just a good, solid build. Lock Revenant gives you access to Predator, so yeah, I can see what you've done there. Pilot Skill 3, it means if you come up against a Jump Master, you might Pilot Skill match them. That's good, I guess. It's just a good all-round build. The utility's there. It's got barrel roll, focus, target lock if you really want to waste it because you already have Predator. Yeah, it's just solid. There's no gimmick in this. It's just, hey, this is a good solid frame. Deal with it. And it could win you games purely based on the fact that it has decent attack efficiency and 10 health.
10 health is nothing to...
It's boring, but I think that would be very effective.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. That's really cool. I might have to give that a go at some stage.
Rithburn Fang has suggested Thweek with auto thrusters, Virago, Star Viper Mark II, Fire Control, and Glitter Stims.
Okay, and you were asking whether or not this is going to be legal and available for the tournament. I really hope so, because I want to be the guy that brings Thweek to the 32-point tournament. Yeah, if I only get to fly one of these and this is available, I think this is going to be the one that I fly.
Yeah.
Because, hot damn, Thweek is so exciting. I don't think he's going to be great in like big competitive tournaments, but the ability to just copy my opponent's ability, of which there will be some cool ones because it's 1 point like unique pilots.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too many Jump Masters and Skirbombers coming around, but... Oh, man. If it goes to Pilot Skill 9, I still have curvy barrel rolls. I still have an amazing dial. Basically, oh, man, if Countess Riot gets flown, I can do K-turns off all my straights in a Star Viper. I will say, though, Fire Control and Glitter Stim is cool, but I really would prefer advanced sensors and inertial dampeners.
Yeah.
Because I just want nuts positioning. Inertial dampeners to do the full stops when I need to.
Yeah.
Advanced sensors to barrel roll before I move rather than after. And of course, I have 4 different flavors of barrel roll, which means I ultimately have 8 different positions I can end up with. Yeah.
So much.
I know, and with Thweek and with the combos this can make, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
I think, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this right now. If I can do this, I will. If I can't video it, I will take 1,000 photos and show you guys the kind of stuff this guy can do, because this is going to be exciting. And again, I think Thweek is going to be way better in these kinds of tournaments than 100-point tournaments.
Yeah, definitely.
Very hyped for this. Yes, I will give this a go for sure.
So, Dandy X12 has suggested Palob Gadali with Lone Wolf, Twin Laser Turret, and Dengar.
Cool. Now, I like this a lot. You pointed out that Dengar will pretty much get 2 rerolls in almost every game with 32-point tournaments. And you're exactly right.
Yeah.
I can't see too many generic pilots getting flown. Unless there's Jump Masters and Skirbombers, but I don't think those ships do so well by themselves. I think we're going to see a lot of aces. I think we're going to see a lot of flavour, because this is a bit more of a casual thing. So people are going to want to try and do more flavorful things. We're going to want to try and have more fun, which means we're going to see a lot more unique pilots, which means Dengar is going to be super efficient. If Dengar's always giving you 2 rerolls, though, Lone Wolf is not fantastic, unless you happen to need all 3 rerolls, which could admittedly happen. However, Lone Wolf always helps you on defense. Lone Wolf in single ship builds is nuts, because you have no friendly ships to turn it off. So you always get to reroll a blank on your attacks and defense every single turn, every single attack and defense. Twin Laser Turret means you get 2 rerolls. And you're only ever getting shot unless we're coming up against... We can't come up against Dengar because he costs 33 points. So you're only ever getting 1 defensive roll. I guess with TLT, you're getting the most use out of it you possibly can, even though we have Dengar. It's good. It's a good, solid 2-point APT. Arguably, you could do better, but I think it's fine.
No.
I think it's solid.
I like Lone Wolf.
Me too. It's a lot of fun. And Dengar and TLT, it's just good, solid attack efficiency. And if they fly into range 2 of you, they just can't take focus or evade tokens, because you'll just steal it and then shoot them even harder. Good solid build, dude. I like this one a lot.
And finally, Robert McCoy has suggested the Genesis Red Pilot with Heavy Sick, Pulse Ray Shield, Fearlessness, and Heavy Laser Cannon.
Cool. It comes out at 31 points, which I quite like. Genesis Red is something I was so hype about when it came out, but just hasn't really been a home run. However, 1v1... Ooh, that's really good. His problem is positioning. He target locks something and something else dives on him. He's just a skick fighter. They're not that durable, unfortunately. Even with the errata title and even with all the new toys they have, they just haven't quite got there, which is a bit sad, but his ability is great. I would absolutely go Veteran Instincts over Fearlessness, I have to say. Because anything PS8 and PS9 will just wreck face. You have to get to PS9. You must fly after your opponent to get the most efficiency out of his ability. Fearlessness and Heavy Laser Cannon. I get it. You want to make sure at range 1 and at range 2 to 3 you have a great attack. I would go for the hard Symbiosis. I'd go for VI. And just stay at range, lock them, get all their tokens, and just wreck face.
Yeah.
Plus, it means you get to shoot first, which is also nuts in a 32-point tournament.
Definitely.
Pilot skill becomes such an important factor. If they're lower in pilot skill than you, they don't get to shoot back.
Yeah.
And one more shot can be the difference, and will often be the difference in winning one of these games. So, yeah, absolutely VI. Not Fearlessness. I have to put my foot down there. I can't get behind Fearlessness in this build. But overall, this is awesome. Pulse Ray Shield, again, is fantastic. It's problematic in a 100-point list because there's always one of your opponent's ships that can dive on you after you ionize yourself.
Yeah.
But you don't care if you know your opponent's ship can't, because there's only one ship.
Yeah.
It means you get great use out of Pulse Ray Shield. It also means you can telegraph the fact that you're doing one forward, but you're backing your opponent into a corner where they don't really have a good option.
No.
Even if you are always doing one forward, they might not have a way to counter it. You can, if you're flying at each other from a long distance, sure, you're doing a one forward, sure, your opponent knows, but you've got a heavy laser cannon.
Yeah.
If they can't dive at you fast enough to get into range 1, or they can't arc dodge you simply because their dial isn't good enough, you're just going to wreck face. It doesn't matter.
To win.
It does not matter that you telegraphed your move.
Yeah.
And it's much easier to do that in a 1v1 list. And this is awesome.
I also just want to state the fact that you've actually painted one of your interceptors to look like the Genesis Red Pilot, so...
I absolutely did. I actually showed that off in the unboxing of the Sea Rock Cruiser. But I'll show it again here on the screen. Look, how awesome is that? Yeah, I was very hyped for this pilot when it got announced. Sad to see he hasn't really done that much. I'd love to make him work. Actually, in the comments, guys, if you have a list that uses Genesis Red, please tell me, because I want to try and make this guy work really well. Even if it's a 100-point list, I want to try and play around with that.
Yeah.
And if you guys can help me get there, that would be just swell. Anyway, guys, thanks for all those submissions. I don't know whether I'm going to do just one of these or a bunch of these. It really depends what happens when I get to PAX, how easy this stuff is to organise. I've got my camera, I've got a tripod, so if I can record at least one game, I will. If I can't, I'll take heaps of pictures. I'll chat about what happened. I'll chat about the players I played against, maybe do some interviews, interview the guys at Hell of a Pilot, General Games, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. A lot of cool stuff on the horizon. It just depends on what happens when I get to PAX and what my options are. Exactly, because I might go there and there's just nowhere to set up a camera. I can't rely on that stuff happening, so I can't promise anything. But I will certainly talk about it and let you guys know what happened, because I'm really, really excited for both the 32-point tournaments and the 100-point tournament that General Games is putting on. By the way, they also just announced the other day, General Games, that they're using the Systems Opens kit for the tournament. So we get some really cool alt art cards if you place. So I really want to win one of those. That'd be really sick. Anyway, guys, thanks for all that. Like and subscribe, like our Facebook page, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.